final review, Renegade Nell. I'm not surprised that this was cancelled. It's a bit weird thinking about how this is a Disney Plus original, but it's not Star Wars or Marvel, because when you think about it, that's all they really have in terms of originals. I mean, yeah, they'll say that I think they'll list possibly Shogun as a Disney Plus original rather than a Star original, but all the Star shit is just FX and Hulu, and FX on Hulu. So, I genuinely can't think of any original Disney Plus show that isn't related to Star Wars or Marvel. Oh shit, Percy Jackson. I'm looking at it right now, and there's actually quite a bit. But a lot of these are just things that I wouldn't watch, ever. Like documentaries and High School Musical stuff. But that's not the reason why I wasn't surprised this was cancelled after one season. I wasn't surprised because this isn't really the kind of thing that would be popular now. And it just wouldn't. If this had the popularity that something like, if it were Star Wars, this would be like the sort of shadow of the Acolyte, if you know what I mean, in terms of the hate it would get. Because, the Acolyte, even though it ended over a month ago, is still getting constant heat. And I feel like this would be the same because of how the show itself is really not all that interesting now that I've finished it. And the diversity is just... I get that it's a fantasy, but it is just kind of silly. And it is a shame because, Lisa Harland, she's great in Dairy Girls. She was great at this. But... And also, Sally Wainwright, the creator, she did Happy Valley before this, which is... But yet, it's just very disappointing. Middle and end review, Yakuza Free. I remember that when I started it, showing you this, I mean, and I know it's not unique for the game, but it's the first time I paid attention to one of these where it's just they'll show you a bunch of random scenes from cutscenes and shit to sort of get you interested, and I thought this looks really cool. And then when it came to those actual scenes, I was like, yeah, it's quite cool, but just the fact that this game isn't as good as the second game, which I'll try not to repeat myself from the beginning review. I kind of put me off from it a bit. This is cool, but the game is shit, so it's not shit, but just, you get what I mean. It did actually improve quite a bit. Street fights were piss easy. It was only the boss fights that really gave me a tough time, and even then, there were a couple that were also very easy. The one from Chapter 11, no difficulty whatsoever, and I thought I would have had a hard time with it, especially with Bin Man watching me. It's the first time I've ever been, someone was watching me play Yakuza, but, it was stupid how easy it was. And something I want to say about that is I'm glad that they didn't have me fight the fucking bulls, because I get that it's not really a realistic game, even without having to fight the bulls, but it just... When he fought the tigers in 2, it was cool, but, really? And I think fighting the bulls would be even more unrealistic than fighting the tigers, and just it would be repetitive. More repetitive than this game already is, because I have noticed patterns. And I'm not just talking about the Yakuza series, I'm also talking about Kenzan as well, because especially with the florist. I forget his real name. He's just a plot device, like living and breathing. Like we don't know how to progress the story, so we'll just have this guy be like, yeah. So a couple of years ago, I planted these cameras in this place that you needed some information from. So there you go. Now go do a. It's basically a side quest, but it's part of the main story. Go do that for me. I don't mind the character of the florist, and it was kind of cool the first time around, even though it is like highly unethical. But it's just it is getting way too repetitive. And when I was watching Kenzan as well, someone did point out that at the end, it always ends the same. Go up to the top of this high building to save someone, fight the bad guy, and then once that fight's over, people just keep on dying from other people who like shoot them off screen. Like you'll fight the bad guy, and then they'll talk, and then bang, you're like, whoa, where'd that come from? Someone like appears. Oh, he killed him. Someone else kills him, so on. Also, the story just wasn't that easy to follow. I didn't really understand it all that well. Like the first one, you had the 10 billion. I get that. The second one, you had that guy, with like the sideburns. I forget his name, but you're up against him. I don't remember his reason to go up against Kiri and the Tojo clan, but you had him and the guy that was shot at the start, who he was just a pawn for someone else, but then he sort of sacrificed himself to help defeat him. And then with this, it was. There were quite a few things going on all at once, and they tried to connect it, but I don't. If you ask me, I didn't really connect all that well, because you had the stuff going on in Okinawa. I'm British, so of course I'm gonna pronounce Japanese stuff wrong. And then you had all the stuff going on in Kamurocho. I don't know. I just find it weird that they took like 4 or 5 chapters to get back to Kamurocho. But I didn't mind it, even though most of those 4 chapters was just doing random shit for the kids, which it was quite annoying, especially with, as I mentioned in the beginning review, the fact that, well, actually I didn't mention this part, but I mentioned in the beginning review that nothing is on the map anymore other than coin logger save points and taxis. There were quite a few times where there were also no waypoints to the fucking objective. You had to find it yourself, which it was kind of annoying because they don't give you a clue other than they are in Okinawa, which it's nowhere near as big as Kamurocho, but it's still pretty big. Like, I don't want to be walking around aimlessly trying to find this person or this thing. I'm not done with the Yakuza series. Like, I know I've been given constant criticisms in this video, but it's just, I need to be. I'm just telling the truth, or well, my truth, I guess. Like, I do want to finish the series, and hopefully Yakuza 4 does change a lot that I didn't like about Yakuza 3. Anyway, final review of the credit room. Even though I already knew that it was about a split personality thing, because the title and Google gave it away and shit, I still did quite enjoy it. And just the way that they sort of... I mean, I don't know how realistic it is. I assume it's not realistic at all, with the alters all going to that sort of barn place. But But it was quite nice, and Tom Holland's performance in this is honestly Tom Holland's best performance. And I know it's easy to say, oh, split personality, best performance, but it's just the fact that he, especially when he's doing Jack, he is an English guy playing an American who thinks he's English, and then when Jack does an American accent, he's an English guy playing an American who thinks he's English, doing an American accent, and that accent is different from Danny's American accent, and it's just the fucking layers to it is unbelievable. Um, like I remember there's a video of Hank Azaria talking about how Mel Blanc, who voiced the Looney Tunes back when the show originally aired, and like all of them. There was an episode where I think it was Bugs does an impression of Daffy, and Daffy does an impression of Bugs, and you can tell that it's one doing an impression of the other, whereas Hank Azaria, who plays Moe in The Simpsons and Apu, they tried to do something similar where Moe did an impression of Apu and Apu did an impression of Moe, but Moe doing an impression of Apu just sounded like Apu, and him doing Apu doing an impression of Moe just sounded like Moe. So it is kind of hard to do something like that, and Tom Holland did it gracefully. When I found out that this is based on a true story, but that they changed it up quite a lot, I kind of filmed that it just isn't anything like the story of Billy Milligan. Because, I mean, Billy Milligan raped people in real life. And I get that the story's fucked up enough about that happening. And I don't know about anyone else, but I rooted for Danny at the end. Well, I kind of always did. But, I guess they intentionally cut that part out because why would we root for someone like that? Even if it is a split personality. But actually, can't think of what to say now. I do find it weird that the fact that Danny's able to speak to all the other alters as if they're real people. Like, I get that they did that for, so that you make it less suspecting that he has DID. But is that really how DID works? I don't think it is. Like, I don't know anyone with DID. I don't have DID as far as I know. But I just it doesn't seem right. Fuck that. That's all I have to say.